Sure. Hey, Coach, just curious what has stood out to you so far about San Jose State, and then also wanted to ask if you had any relationship or history with Coach Miles over there.
Have great respect for Coach Miles for sure. Um, Really good coach. I've always admired the way that his teams execute. And then as a team, they have a star player, number 10 Moore, can make threes, can get to the basket, really good one-on-one player. They'll play him at both the 2 and the 1. They have a lot of shooting, 13, their starting point guard, really good 3-point shooter, has a really good in the lane up and under move off of pump fakes. Number 15, Anderson, is a really good shooter with his feet set. Diallo, the Ohio State transfer, number 5, interior, one of the best shot blockers in the country. Viala, the backup center, number 22, will play the 4 and the 5. Does a great job of using his offhand, although he's right-handed. He can finish with his left really well. And then 31 off the bench, who plays the 4, very, very good shooter and an effective basket cutter as well.
And what do you think the next step is, maybe in the development of Jordan Walsh? Are there any key areas you guys are really emphasizing with him? Does he strike you as a guy that might be close to really putting everything together?
Yeah, Jordan keeps getting better and better. He's, we want him to take open threes. I think that'll help our team. It'll help our spacing. He's a really good shooter, in practice. I think everybody's starting to understand that he's a very effective defender, who's an aggressive defender, who can rebound his position. We want to continue to work on his ball handling. But we need him to be a guy that's a willing shot taker, when the ball is swung and he's open, and the 3-ball attempts, we want them to be there. And we want him to feel, to be able to feel confident to take that shot as well.
Hutch?
Yeah, Coach, I was looking at some pace numbers, and it looks like San Jose State's one of the slower teams in the country. I'm curious kind of what challenges that presents.
Well, I think Coach Miles does a really good job of controlling tempo, controlling the game from a pace standpoint. They will opportunistic run. Some of their players, they got some guys in particular that are really good in transition, like Moore, number 10. But yeah, I mean, it's a team that execution in the half court seems to be important to their team.
And then obviously you knew Ricky Council was going to be a good player, but I'm curious how his role has maybe evolved since this summer to at this point. Has it surprised you at all, or just kind of how has your view of him changed since then?
Yeah, Ricky has, we recruited him because we really liked what we saw in video. We felt that he fit our system. Great athlete, but the thing is, he's kind of evolved into a player that we need points from him, and we need points from him in crunch time. And he's done a great job of delivering. And I think he continues to get better defensively too. So he's a 2-way player for us. He's got the ability to have good rebounding nights defensively as well. But he's done a great job of each day getting better and better and better for us on both sides of the ball.
Bob?
Hey, Eric, how you doing today?
Good.
Kamani didn't hardly play for you, I guess, the first 5. Then he has a huge role in Game 6, and then, plays a ton of minutes, I guess, a career high in Game 7. What do you thought about how he stayed patient, didn't sulk, whatever, pout? And then when you needed him, it's come through for you.
Well, first of all, he had a huge day, last night. The graduation is something that was really important, to Kamani and to his family. So proud of him for that. But, I think anybody has to admire a player that comes to work, tries to get better every day, has a role that maybe he would want a larger role, and then is able to, produce when his number's called. So, that takes, that takes great inner belief in yourself, and it takes consistency on the practice floor to make sure you're ready, when your number's called as well.
And then you mentioned the graduation, and we know it's been a bit of a bumpy ride at times for Kamani, but he seems like he's really matured. What do you thought about that aspect of, I guess, of his life?
Yeah, I mean, it's been really cool to be part of his development. He's got a great spirit about himself in practice, and I think that this academic piece is important. Because that's a lifetime gift, to be able to, carry with you when the basketball stops. Having a degree is so important. And like I said, it's really cool because we talked about it as a team yesterday, before we broke from practice, just, the accomplishment that it was for Kamani to get that degree.
And then, you didn't have Nick the first 6 games. You didn't have Devo in game 7. Now Devo's back in the fold. I guess, first of all, how good is it that was a short-term thing and Devo's back? And now you've got all your pieces, all your scholarship guys available, however you choose to use them, going forward.
Yeah, we're looking forward to, to having a full roster. And I think these couple days are going to be really good for Nick. They'll be good for Devo to get back in the fold as well. I thought that, our energy level yesterday, the pre-practice energy right now is good. And we have 2 games on this homestand that we need to become, get ready to play and play at a high level.
How do you expect Devo to, I guess, respond being away, short time, but still he was away and now he's back? How do you expect him to respond? And, kind of how's the team's attitude about him?
Yeah, I think everybody was excited to have him back. I know everybody really supported him while he was away, and I mean, his infectious energy in practice yesterday was great, and I think everybody's happy that he's back and ready to play.
I got a couple more, but I'll turn it back to Mike if time rolls around back to me. Thanks.
I think it's just you, Bob. So go ahead before Coach heads down to practice.
Okay.
Wait, I'm sorry.
Nick,
Hutch has his hand up. My man.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Hutch.
Just got a quick one. Coach, I'm curious about Nick. Do you anticipate him still being kind of on a minutes restriction, kind of gradually working him back, or what's kind of the plan there?
Yeah, I think that's a great question, Hutch. I think because we're still in rehab mode where he's still doing stuff with Matt yesterday. He was in there for a while in the weight room doing stuff. And I don't have an answer to that. Although it's a great question, just because we still have today, we still have tomorrow. And I think with any injury, you want to see how it responds each day. To my knowledge, no swelling, which is a great thing. He becomes a little bit more, active in every little thing that we're doing now. So he's 100% back in the fold practice wise. And I'm sure that Matt and the doctor, they'll probably talk to me Saturday, if there is a restriction, and I have not, talked to Matt yet, just because I knew we still have 2 days of prep work.
Gotcha. I'll let Bob finish it off.
Go ahead, Bob. Final question.
Thanks, Andrew. Eric, Kamani, I don't expect him to play 32 minutes every game. But kind of after what he's done these last 2 games, maybe what do you see as his role moving forward with the team?
Yeah, I mean, we feel really comfortable with how he's played, Bob. And I think every game, kind of takes on its own identity and own, its own theme on what's needed on that particular night. But certainly we're really pleased with how he's played these last 2 games. He's been very, very, very important for our ball club in both wins.
Okay. Thanks, Eric.
Thanks, you guys.
Thanks, Coach.
You staying out.